Welcome to the SRG Sports Talk Show with me, Jonovic. And this is going to be the last show for the weekend. On Monday, I'll be back. So I'm going to probably take at least probably 2 days off. I might pick it up on Sunday, but my plan is to get 2 days rest where everything's slowing down in sport world right now because everything won't be back until next week, which is Monday morning. Tuesday, they're going to start back up more baseball, so that's going to be a little tricky. But this is the last show for the week. I mean, it's short real quick just to make sure the message is out there and go from that. But I'll start back on Monday, knowing that it is the last show that I'm taking a break. I need a little bit of rest. Working on this, it's going to be a little tricky, like I said. A little bit behind schedule. So I made it until the football season does start, which is pretty good. The last one I was talking about, I was hoping to do the draft on the football season side of it. And then phone, which I have cricket now, but Metro kind of shut me off permanently where we didn't pay the bill or nothing. That's how it happened. That's why I couldn't make videos for the sports show I had. And I apologize for that. You guys did awesome with this. You guys did awesome with it. And I'm glad you guys are still with me doing this new version of it, which is the SRG Sports Talk Show. So I'm proud of you guys for sticking with me. So without further ado, let's get into the games. I mean, that's more than often. I don't say it as often, but thank you guys for coming back to my channel. Even if it's under a new name, it's under my name. You know, it's like how I can do it. You know, I had to separate the old one from the new one. You know, you gotta really recreate something when you get something done. You know, especially if you're trying to get into the genre of the sports genre like this. It's not going to be easy. You have to revamp yourself. Anyway, let's get on to the baseball games. All right, game one was Toronto and Tampa Bay. That was 3-1. Tampa Bay lost, and they could have won it, but I think Tampa Bay does need to step up in a way, but I think they have to lose a couple key players. If I was the owner right now, talking to the GM, I would say fire or replace everybody. So it's like you gotta think. It's almost like New York Mets. New York Mets do suck. I mean, they're right down below with Tampa Bay right now. New York Yankees are doing good, but New York Mets suck. I think it depends. So it's like, it's topsy-turvy with me, but it's how it is. I mean, that's how baseball works. Second game, Astros, Arizona, and St. Louis. And Arizona won 10-6, which wasn't that bad of a game. Overall, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was like average for that one, but it was like crazy. And then you got the Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. And it's like the Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. Let's see. Yeah, I just got these three games. Tigers won against Kansas City 4-3. And I think that was pretty good. Close game, too. I mean, between the Kansas City Royals and the Tigers, Tampa Bay Rays against the Blue Jays, Toronto Blue Jays, I've been seeing more and more close baseball games. I mean, yeah, there is a couple of good innings from that. But I've seen it like where they can try to make that move into the Ferrari. You know, they gotta make sure. But no, there's a lot of teams are doing it. I mean, yeah, Tampa Bay hasn't been playing much. They have been aired because they've been working on the stadium. But I think they're trying to get their roster a little bit more stronger, putting people on relief, reserve in case anybody gets hurt. For the most part, I think that's what they're doing. I think that's going to be the hardest part for Rays to get back in the top. So it's like when you think about it, I mean, yeah. And when I look at some of the teams in MLB right now, they're doing worse. They're doing great now. Like the Pirates, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, um, the Twins, they're all doing good. Then I see teams that were doing real good, like the New York Yankees right now. They suck. You got two other, maybe four of the teams in that division do suck. So it's like how you can think about it. I mean, there's teams now on the East and West Coast, well, East and South Coast of the United States are being a complete nightmare, for both sides of these guys. I mean, Chicago's not doing any good either, but they're doing average, for the most part. And I'm not saying that New York Yankees and the Mets do stink. I mean, they're good teams together, but it's like, where does they take that from there with any ideas from that? You gotta think how they can work it out. Yeah, it's crazy to say, yeah, they're doing great. Or they doing pretty bad. My aunt's alarm. She got it off. Okay. I had to make sure she comes in here and gets the alarm, I do apologize for that. It's just she can't reach the alarm. But anyway, no, the hardest part with this is that most baseball teams, most clubs are not doing well. What's the owner and general manager have to step up unless the general manager gets fired. But like I said to the New York Mets, fire your head coach, fire your GM, let the owner take over and get two new guys that know what they're doing. I said that days ago. And if they do that, I wouldn't be surprised. They could do everything at once. It's like football. They got a couple new good head coaches. But I know a couple of head coaches are on the line right now in the NFL. And I did name a couple college coaches during who would be the new head coach for the NFL teams. And there were a couple good lineups I took. There were a couple good lineups where that happens. I mean, in baseball it happens too. But if they get someone like from the minor leagues right now, let's say New York decides to get somebody from the minor leagues and hires them, and he's only a year on the job, he'll know what to do, but not in with the major leagues. Now, the minor leagues, they would have a problem because they're going to have more cap space. They're going to have a lot of problems with this guy. They want to sell the guy to the major leagues, and it's like the minor leagues are like, no, we don't want this guy down in their league yet until he improves. That's what they're going to do. And I think that's what the New York Mets need, a new coach. And that's going to be the problem. A new GM, new coach, I would say. Hands down. I mean, yeah, there's a way they could save their season. If they win the next couple of games, the Mets are in the playoffs. People are right about that. Especially people who are in New York, they're right about that. That's if they can save their season. So 9 times out of 10, I don't know what's going to happen with the rigmarole here. So we're going to see if we can try to get this ready to go as possible. But no, I mean, a couple of teams up there. New York Mets are not doing good. Tampa Bay is not doing real good. Seattle's not doing real good as their average. Blue Jays are not doing good. The Royals are not doing good. You know, there's a lot of teams that are not doing good in baseball right now. Yeah, you're gonna have your wins, you're gonna have your losses, but that happens in baseball. That really does. I mean, you can't really deny that. Two other things though with this per se. If any of these baseball clubs, from the Pirates, from the Orioles, they're gonna have to move a lot of places up. Or they're going to do that. They have to make moves with whether they want to or not. And apparently, it's like when you think about it, you have to make certain moves. So that's what they're going to do. But that's all I want to discuss for today. But let me know in the comments down below what coaches are going to lose their jobs. Let me know. So, for the SRG for Sports Talk Show, let's John sign off. Have a good weekend. Have a good day. Have a good weekend on this for 3 days tops, 2 days. Apparently, I'll be off. And see you guys Monday. So, for the SRG Sports Talk Show, have a good weekend. Bye.